Hello, friends from the comic book and manga world. My name is G,
And I'm Hector.
and we're here to talk about the August 18th, 2025 FOC. Hector and I, we work for Penguin Random House, so the titles that we are showing you today are those that we sell internationally from all the publishers that we represent. Aside from this YouTube channel, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and on X at PureH International Comics, where we'll post some news and updates on those channels, which is also linked in the description below. So definitely check us out on those platforms. And we'll go ahead and get started with our picks for this week. And actually, first up is me. So this is Cry Out Loud. This is a graphic novel by Tara O'Connor. This is coming out in September 16th, and it's coming out simultaneously as a hardcover and a trade paperback. So we have the main character, uh, the character here, Nell, who's a rebellious Irish teen, very strong-headed, fiercely independent, and uh, she just wants to be free to carve out her own path in life. And so she doesn't really care about what her mom or anyone thinks, to like she doesn't need the approval of the choices that she makes. But what Nell doesn't realize is that essentially her destiny is etched in stone generations ago. And while discovering this, other things are happening, like getting suspended from school. Nell is forced to live with an aunt and uncle who she's never met before, so she's like being uprooted in that way. And her sense of unease, like basically like evolves into something a bit more terrifying when she discovers that she's been chosen as a victim in a perilous plot that spans generations, which those essentially like what that she has to confront that situation and her ancestors to break this violent cycle. And the cycle is basically being sacrificed as like a blood ritual that she has to sort of like sort of war against. And yes, no one wants to be sacrificed, of course.
Of course.
So it's a very interesting, fun, and very terrifying sort of journey where she has to survive against this destiny that is sort of, uh, I guess, given to her in a way that she's trying to oppose.
Yeah.
So I like the artwork in here. I very much is interested, so my pick for this week.
Yeah. And we're going to continue with my first comic cover pick for this week is Phoenix number 16. This is the Lucas Wernick, or I should say it's art by Lucas Wernick. This is the cover A. And this is obviously the series that is scripted by Stephanie Phillips and illustrated by the amazing Filipino artist Roy Mercado. And I mean, what a beautiful cover. It's just you see, uh, Phoenix sort of having some issues, maybe going through something, but you see all the flames and the sort of emotions sort of exploding out of her head in flames, but also different colors. Very beautiful, like every Lucas Wertnick cover, really. And I love the contrast of going from the white at the bottom and sort of getting darker and darker and kind of showing off the deep space, kind of dark and blue at the top. Um, I mean, this is just a beautiful piece of art for sure. Yes.
All right, so my cover pick here is Orphan and the Five Beasts, Bath of Blood. This is issue number one. So this is cover A, James Stocco. So we have Orphan Mo, who is back after having dispatched two of the five beasts tasked to her by her late master. The hunt begins for the third. So Mo isn't the only one following the trail, and essentially there's this whole new cast of eccentric and dangerous players who are joining the fray. So basically, this is James Stokoe's take on the Shaw Brothers Kung Fu classic. It will be a 4-issue series. I thought the cover was really striking. There's a lot happening here. It's so detailed, but you see scenes like played out on the cover, which I think is really neatly done. And yeah, the cover is just so beautiful, and I had to
Yeah.
spotlight it.
Great. And we continue with Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring. This is number 3, issue number 3. This is a variant B by Tony Flakes, and this is a movie homage cover. And we also have coming up a 1 in 25 black and white version of this cover. Um, Beneath the Trees, it's always doing great things with their covers, and they've been doing. And Tony Flakes has obviously done homages not just for Beneath the Trees, but also for uh, his own work like Stray Dogs, etc. And he does a lot of those horror movies or movie homage. This one I had to pick it because it's like one of the most classic, if not the most classic horror movie about a serial killer and psycho, and it's such a perfect homage to it. And you have to look. I thought about putting the poster here next to it, but actually, I'll you guys should go and look at the poster and put it next to this cover. It's so great. Everything is in place. Even the line on the title in between, kind of cutting the title, it's the same as sort of the same as the original poster, everything. So go check it out. This is amazing. Also check out the other covers. There's also a program of storybook ones by Elizabeth Beals. And also, if you know your storybooks, you'll recognize all of those homages that she's doing on that side too. So very cool. And the book, it's amazing too. Just like I think Samantha. Samantha is now sort of in the Hall of Fame of serial killers, right next to Dexter and I forget the character's name from Anthony from Psycho, but right next to them. It's so good. There you go.
All right, next up, Amazing Spider-Man issue 12. This is the Lee Bermejo Amazing Visions variant. It's not the first time I believe Hector also picked these covers too. They're just great.
Yeah, yeah.
So, we mentioned this before, but I'm saying it again. Essentially, the Amazing Vision variants, there is 25 variant covers, and it's all like in anticipation and a countdown to Amazing Spider-Man 1000 issue. And so it started with issue number 11. This is issue number 12. So it continues forward from here. Believe the lead up to the 1000th issue, which is the uh legacy number, would be Amazing Spider-Man 36, just so that you keep that in mind. Now I had to pick the Lee Bermejo. I mean, obviously Lee Bermejo's doing these variant covers, but this one in particular, um, it just love the realistic like perspective.
Yeah.
And something to take note, with this variant cover program, he's really focusing on depicting Superman's history, or depicting like
Spider-Man.
iconic supervillains. And in this
Yep.
case, yes, it's just very well done, Doc Ock. I just, it is so good. It's so good.
Yeah. I love
Uh,
that so much detail, obviously, but even the shirt part of Spider-Man's, it's wrinkled and it kind of crops up, so you can see a little bit of his abs. Some it makes it more real, more natural than just a very stiff uh costume. So very
yeah.
very cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And next up is The Twilight Zone #1. This is art done by Danny. Uh, this is a retail incentive variant, a 1 in 50. Um, First of all, about the book. The book itself is, yes, we're getting stories, sort of Twilight Zone stories. Every issue is going to be a different story from different, I believe there's going to be different creators. In this case, this is Dan Waters, and it's going to be illustrated inside by Morgan Bean. And it's basically what you see there is a world where people just start turning into this statues, kind of with blank faces, and little by little, it's sort of like a virus going through the world. It's a very Twilight Zone type of story. And the other covers were all amazing. Some of them even doing homage to the opening of the original show, TV show. But this, I had to pick this one. It's just so creepy and so cool at the same time. And then a little bit about Danny, the artist. She's a Greek artist, and she's done a lot of work across different publishers. And of course, the art, as you can see here, she does amazing art. So go check her out on social media. She has some very, very cool illustrations there. And yeah, that's it. I'm really excited about this one because I'm such a big fan of Twilight Zone. I didn't miss it. I even the reruns, I would just watch every single rerun back back when I was a kid. There we go.
All right, next up, we have Star Trek: The Last Starship issue 1. This is what you're seeing here is the foil variant, and you'll also see the 1 in 25, the full art variant. This is a Michael Cho art. So we have essentially a new series, but it's bringing back William Shatner's Captain James T. Kirk, and he's
Mhm.
being resurrected back from the dead. So while we do have like a familiar face with Captain Kirk, this will have a new crew, new era, completely like different tone. And so while it will like speak to long-term fans, it could also really be handed to anyone. So new or old readers, this is great for everyone. So this is building upon the plot point introduced in the live action series Star Trek Discovery, The Last Starship, which sees Kirk take command of a new ship in the Federation's darkest hour. So, The Last Starship is set in the aftermath of the burn, the 31st century disaster, which involves the destruction of every active warp corp in the galaxy and the deaths of trillions. So, is that what the setting is setting place here is with the Federation and shambles and space becoming like truly a lawless no man's land. This mysterious regenerated or rejuvenated Kirk will have to assemble this new crew to keep the fire of the Starfleet burning. And so lots of excitement from fans. Really interesting concept. And yeah, it's something that you don't want to miss out on.
And next up, oh, this book and this cover. This is Endeavor #1. This is the cover C by Matias Vergara. This is a 10 copy variant. This is written by Stephanie Phillips. So I picked two Stephanie Phillips this books this week. Illustrated in the interiors by Mark Lamin. And then, like I said, the cover, this cover in particular is Matias Vergara, and I love, there's a wraparound, and you see it. It's really just an oil painting of this ship in a storm, and man overboard, and his shipmates trying to rescue him. So just a little bit about the story. I really should just read this one line here, which is from 1768 to 1771, the HMS Endeavour, commanded by the famous Lieutenant James Cook, sailed on a voyage to discover around Tahiti, New Zealand, and Australia. It didn't well. I don't think I need to say anything else. And then having, obviously Stephanie Phillips and writing duties, we know it's gonna be really, really cool. Um, and also about, I should say, Matthias. Well, Mark Lemon is a British illustrator and a person doing it on the inside. I know him really well because he's done a lot of Star Wars, and all the illustrations for Star Wars. But he's a veteran who has done a lot of things across all the publishers. And then I should say with Matias Vergara, I remember him from a series called Coda in from Boom that came out a few years ago. That was a um, really cool story written by Simon Spurrier. But the illustrations, especially, if you get a chance, go check them out. So it having this illustration, it's just uh, kind of cements my love for this guy. He's really cool. So that's it for that one.
And then we have a piece of news for
Yep.
this week. You may have saw the recent announcement from IDW, who will publish YouTube personality CoryxKenshin's action horror series called Monsters We Make. So the first volume of the graphic novel series, it is done in manga style of read from right to left. It was originally released on the creator's New Eden Press in December of 2024, but essentially IDW will publish this new edition in October 28th this year in a black and white trade paperback. The difference here is that you'll have a retailer only cover. And so the cover that you're seeing right now on the screen is it's not the final cover. It will be updated once the retail only cover is available, just so you know. Um, so a little bit, if I mean, very popular content creator, but if you aren't aware, the creator has, which is insane, like with lifetime views on YouTube, 8.6 billion views, and he has 21.9 million subscribers on his channel. A little bit about the story itself. Jabari is this new student at New Eden Academy. This is a school for talented and gifted children born during the Eternal Night. And the Eternal Night is basically this mysterious event that plunged the world into darkness years ago. And while at school, Jabari and his friends, they stumble upon a web of horrors involving classmates, murders, series of unexpected mysteries that you can sink your teeth in as you read through these volumes. And so we're really excited. And lots of great reactions online so far with this announcement. And yes, again, coming out in October, which is perfect time for a spooky season.
Very cool.
And that is it for this
Yes.
week's FOC picks. Thank you all for joining us today. We enjoyed doing these, so definitely come back for more next week. Again, our links to our social media channels are linked below. Tell us what you'll be picking up this week. We'll be happy to hear from you. And that's it for today. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.